today I'm not in a military facility, so this will be the first of my driving east videos that is not something military. And where I'm at is Historic Deerfield in northwestern Massachusetts. Deerfield is a little village that was first populated in the early 1700s, maybe even the late 1600s. I'm not sure the exact date. But it has been an English settlement since that time, and they have preserved much of the village. Some of the buildings are private residences and some are part of the historic Deerfield district. So I just went through this house. It's called the Wells Thorn House. It is a bright and ugly shade of blue. I shouldn't call it too ugly, my car is almost that color. But we just went through there. They've got the same kind of silly rules in this town as they do at the Laura Ingalls Wilder farm in Mansfield, Missouri, and that you're not allowed to take pictures on the inside, which does not make me very happy, but okay, I'm going to go along with their plans. So anyways, I'm going to just walk along the main street of Deerfield here. Many of these houses are from the 1700s, although also many of them are not open to the public. There's an interesting one. Talk about oversized pumpkins for Thanksgiving. An interesting old house with monstrous pumpkins. I'm going to walk down to another one of the buildings that are part of the Historical Society's collection. Some of the buildings are open on different days, and so you can get different tours of different buildings depending on the day that you're here. So there's about 4 or 5 buildings open today, and I've been through one of them. They told me another one was open, but it had a temporary closed. The person had gone to lunch sign. So anyways, this is Historic Deerfield in western Massachusetts in the Connecticut River Valley. Some very old houses. Very interesting place to walk around and look at. Basically 18th and 19th century small town, prosperous small town New England. I'm going to be going into this house. It's called the Apprentices Workshop at Dwight House. Supposedly they've got some ongoing demonstrations in here, so we'll see. Let's see. Museum admission tickets required. Built in the 1750s, Springfield, Massachusetts, and moved here in 1954. A hands-on activity center featuring architectural woodwork, English factory-made ceramics, and woven wool textiles. So here's the back of that building that I just went into, and it appears that the back part is a private residence, and that the front part is, at least on the ground floor, their demonstration area. They've got one room dedicated to pottery, one to weaving, and one to woodworking. There, so they've got a really neat-looking old barn loom in there, but of course they were not happy with the idea of letting me take a picture, which is very unfortunate. So I'm going to go back across the street, walk up the street to this house with these fantastic pumpkins. I don't know the ages of all the houses, but many of them are from the late 1700s or early 1800s. I think most of the late 1700s. So get an idea of what this fine old village look like. My understanding is it was founded, like I said, in the late 1600s. Interesting yellow house here. It looks like fake stone columns on the corners. And again, lots of pumpkins. They're definitely getting ready for fall. We'll take a look at the pumpkins at this brown house. Well, these folks are definitely ready for Halloween. Huge pumpkins. And there's the house that I was in before that gives you, that one's kind of a timeline tour. Each room represents a different time period. But it's an interesting old house. And by the way, the blue color is the original color. They did some digging through old paints that were on layers to come back to the original color of the house. I'm told that was made that way because it would definitely stand out. It was a young lawyer who was trying to get business, and his way of ambulance chasing was to say, well, my office is in the first floor of my house and you can find it because it's the only blue house in town. So that was his way of advertising that. You could think of that as a early 19th century billboard. It would appear that this town is pretty much a one-street town. And that's fine. It's got some really interesting, absolutely ancient houses. I think I'm going to wander back into this history workshop. We'll just see what's back there. There's another one of their buildings that's open. This is the silver and metalware collection. Is in this building. That's the entrance there. The front half is a private residence. Let's go see what they've got in their history workshop. Okay, you can see I've walked off the main street and there's not much over there. Big long lots coming off the main street. Well, I've just left the Flint house, which has the silversmithing stuff in it, and I'm just walking down the street, taking a look at this old house. An interesting looking place. The styles, if you look at that one there, and the styles are quite similar. There's a number of houses with similar type styles. And then of course you run into something a little bit more modern like that. Here's a nice big open. There's a few side streets here. Not a great deal. So we'll go to the end of the street here. It's only 100 or so yards away. Take a look at the buildings there and then head back. I'm now at the far north end of town, looking down the main street. And I can tell it's the north end of town because if I turn around this way, there's the end of the street. leaves on the top of the trees on that oversized hill, almost a mountain in the back, are pretty neat looking because there's actually some sunshine on them today. That building, I was talking to one of the guides, is probably one of the, from a style-wise, the most original building in town. I think I had it wrong when I said the building that was the most original. I was off by one house. This is the one that is the most original. It's of a colonial style. That's a reproduction, much newer, like only 100 and some years old. This is the colonial style building, and then this is the federal style building. So, hey, I'm heading back to the car now. The afternoon is almost done, and the last tours are being given inside the buildings. And I'm going to head off to Stuga for my weaving class, because I'm supposed to check in there probably in about an hour from now. But for those of you who have been watching my various videos of the drive eastbound from Wisconsin to Massachusetts, and have seen mostly military stuff, I thought this would be a nice change of pace from the military, and I do appreciate you watching my videos. So thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe, and if you are a subscriber, thanks again for having subscribed. Bye bye.